Hello everyone, I'm Kayla, and today I have my first ever writing video! Woohoo! So, this writing video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 ideas that I have going through my mind right now. I don't know which one to go with first to write the story. I have a lot of details for one, and some details for the other, and little details for the third. So here we go. I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, tell you a little bit about them, and see what your feedback is. So I really appreciate everyone's opinion on this. Here we go. Number 1. I had this idea, and I actually have a title for it. It's called The Lexicon, and it's actually a middle grade, young adult, fantasy, adventure kind of deal. It's about this massive city made of books, or a massive library, and a magician called Solaris, and he owns this library, and he's kind of evil, but you don't really know what's going on. So he calls in these people, and they divide into 2 teams, and they go on a massive scavenger hunt through the Lexicon, which is what the city of books is called. They don't know why they are there. They just wake up and they're in this room with Solaris at like a podium or something. They break off into 2 teams based on what color is on their hand, red or blue, and there's 2 adults, 2 teenagers, and 2 children on each team. It's going to be told in multiple perspectives, back and forth, a girl on the blue team and a boy on the red team, and they're teenagers, so that's why I'm thinking young adult instead of middle grade. And basically, Solaris gives them instructions. They are just set loose into this maze of books, and the losers of this scavenger hunt get doomed to the archives that are dusty and black and white forever, and the winners of the competition get 1 wish apiece or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, it's kind of underdeveloped. I know that the main boy protagonist, his name's Noah, and the girl is named August. I don't know much more about that. This is the one that I have least developed, and it was my idea for Camp NaNoWriMo in July. Let me know what you guys think about that idea, and if you guys have any ideas to add to it, I'd be more than happy to hear about them. Number 2, a female Dragon Knight trilogy, and I thought about this about 3 years ago now, and it's about a Dragon Knight that gets chosen, and she's female, and she's the first female ever to be a Dragon Knight, and this takes place obviously in a fantasy world. However, the girl is from our own world, and she gets transported somehow to this other world. And I wrote a prologue for this book, and it featured a prophecy, and it featured dueling brothers, a dark, mysterious brother named Luke, and the golden boy, Drake. And these 2 brothers have always been pitted against one another, and this girl comes in and just throws everything out of order for them, and Luke makes a deal with the devil pretty much, even though it's not the devil, but Luke makes a deal that shatters lives eventually, and that's what I have going there. So, I'm not saying it's going to be a love triangle, but I want people to like Luke, the mysterious one, more than they like Drake. So that'll be difficult for me because most people love the golden boy. I have an evil witch named Nina, who is just a badass, and she's one of those villains that you love to hate. And I also have her brother Malachi, who is a mysterious do-gooder, and you don't really know much about him until later on. So I have a couple characters mapped out for that one. I have some plot ideas. I actually wrote an ending scene to the first book and mapped out book 2. So that's it for my some detailed storyline idea. So let me know what you guys think about that. It's an untitled trilogy about a female Dragon Knight, and I love dragons, so that's why I wanted to write that. And the final idea that I have is my favorite, is my baby, is the one that I know might be the most successful because I am super excited about it. And you're all probably wondering, well, why don't you just go with that one? And it's because I have so much detail developed of the world and the characters, but I have not an idea about the plot, and it's so frustrating. It takes place hundreds of years in the future of Earth after this massive weather system called Titan ravaged the globe and turned everything upside down. There was deserts forming, there's all this good stuff, and basically Atlantis rises, You think it's Atlantis, but it's not. I renamed it Mazarin. I'm really excited about that name. I was so proud when I thought about it. This massive city in the middle of my country that I haven't named yet. It looks like the target symbol. There's an outer cirque, a mid cirque, and Citadel Isle is what I called it. The outer cirque is for poor people, the inner is for like artisans and the middle class, and the middle is obviously the royalty. And one of my main characters is a serving girl in the Citadel, and I actually wrote an entire chapter from her point of view. Her name's Zoe, and she's a little feisty little 11-year-old, and she knows what she wants, and she's a badass, and she doesn't feel anything except she has one flaw, and that is Prince Darrow. She loves him as a little brother, and she tries to rescue him continually from his unfortunate circumstances. So book 1 is called Scavenger. Basically, oh my goodness, so I'm going to probably market this as a Game of Thrones for teenagers because of the world and the involvement of the characters, and it's kind of all over the place perspective-wise. I'm a big believer in multiple perspectives because I like that a lot, and I want to implement that in my writing. And basically, what I have written is I have a prologue. It takes place right in the middle of the action. My protagonist, Liam Harper, is waking up in the desert. Don't know how he got there. He's just pissed off for some reason. He opens his bag. He has some stuff with him. He doesn't know what to do. He has his talker with him, and his talker links to all 5 of his other teammates, including the girl he supposedly loves, Skylar. They all have blinking lights, but hers is dark. And what that means is the talkers are linked to all of their life forces. All he knows is something went terribly wrong in their mission. He's part of this group called the Six, and I'm not sure what they're going to be yet, or how they tie into Mazarin, or how they tie into the rest of the country. Originally, I thought that they could be scavengers who hunt objects from history, and one of the 6 is definitely a traitor. I know who she is, and you find out as soon as you read the prologue. So her name's Vesca de Cruz, and she is this sultry, evil bitch, pretty much. You realize that their mission, whatever they were doing, went wrong because of her, because Liam finally remembers, oh, it was Vesca, and he sees this burning palace in the distance, and it's called that because it's eternally on fire, surrounded by the Crimson Gardens, which are jungles made up of red flowers that go on for miles. All these ideas, I drew maps, I drew character maps, I drew character outlines. I have so many ideas. And then my favorite idea of the whole thing is that on top of all these places, there's a group called the Vagabonds who just roam around, and their numbers are huge, and they just live life the way they want to without control. And Zoe wants to be a part of these vagabond people, and there's a vagabond prince. His name is Dominic, and he ties in a twist at the end of book 1. I don't want to spoil anything because I plan on having a lot of twists and a lot of deaths. I'm sorry guys, but that's how I'm gonna write because I want shocking emotion. I want to tug my reader's heartstrings a bit. But anyway, Dominic is my favorite character that I've developed so far. He's one of those bad boys you don't know whether he's good or whether he's bad, where his loyalties lie kind of guy, and he plays a major role. And the second book would be called Vagabond, which focuses on those people. And the third book would be called probably Enterprise, following the final book, the 4th book, Crusade. So I have ideas for all the books. I actually have more plot ideas for Vagabond, the second book, than I do for the first. So yeah, I know that was all a lot to take in, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of the details that I came up with. So basically you have number 1, the lexicon, the massive library scavenger hunt. Number 2, you have the female Dragon Knight trilogy. And number 3, you have my Titan Chronicles series, Titan Saga, the Titan series, the Titan, whatever. Let me know your thoughts. If you absolutely hate an idea, just tell me. I don't care. I just want to hear your feedback. That's why I made this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I sounded excited because I'm really excited about all these ideas, and I'm so glad that I got to share them with you guys. So please let me know in the comments below what you would like me to just stick with and just write and write and write. And if you have any ideas, just tell me. Just let me know that as well. And thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for listening to me ramble for God knows how long, but I appreciate it, guys, and I'll see more of you in the future. Have a good one. Bye-bye. And, oh, okay, so scratch that. I'll tell you about the prologue. Oh no, I'll just edit this. Anyway, ugh, okay. I'm not sure, guys, I'm not sure. Oh my god. So, anyway. Polaris, Solaris, something Olaris. Oh no. Because, anyways, I'm sorry, I'm not explaining myself well.